out which story is the lie, you will
Oh, so I will have to do something. All
have
right,
to.
not a problem. All right.
Let's wait for some people
For
to join
for
into this live. Before we get started, what are you doing?
I was going with the green screen, but
Excellent.
okay, there we go.
That's the worst idea. Okay.
Hi, hello everybody.
Hello,
Wait,
hello,
no, we
hello,
want to see the
everyone.
background. All right.
Well, maybe if I can make like a spooky background, then
I
we'll
know,
use
but
it for this
for
video.
now,
Because
okay. For now, you can just go with that.
Now, hello everyone.
Yes.
Welcome to the first installment of.
Wait, hold on. We shouldn't say that. I don't even know how many installments you're gonna
I
have.
plan to make more installments. I think this could turn out to be a fun series. Personally, I like supernatural stuff. I like scary stories. I like glitches in the Matrix. I like the idea of seeing something and it just
How do you
disappears
know
out of
about
the
the
corner
Matrix?
of your eye. I like aliens. I like ghosts. And you know, I usually never talk about this stuff, and I usually don't have time to talk about this stuff. You know, I've played horror games before, so in the end, I am a horror fan at heart. Now, I know this is the first installment, and not a lot of people at the moment may or may not see this, but as this goes on,
Okay, I'll
that was a
try. I'm
weird
trying.
pause.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
sorry.
Millennial pause.
That
All
was a
right.
millennial pause, but that's okay. Mistakes happen. Everything's fine. As we continue doing more episodes,
Man,
I think we are going to
we
get
should have the mics. All right, I'm
We
gonna
should,
man
but we're
the
gonna be
chat.
fine.
Right,
Okay,
I'm
this
gonna
is the
man the
first
chat.
part.
What are we talking about? We're talking about two stories.
We are gonna be doing for the first installment, alien stories.
All
So
right,
we have.
Kayla is back. Thank you so much for being on here. Everybody's saying hi. Happy
Hello,
Friday.
hello, hello.
Good to have you on here with us today.
Okay, so let's jump into the stories. But before that, make sure you do two things very, very quickly. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'm sorry, this will probably be kind of like a video, maybe, I don't know. Not
Monkey
gonna talk
Man
too much
VR,
about
thank
that.
you.
But
Hi.
since this is pretty new, maybe you've seen someone else do this before. As I'm not the original
Jed,
person to
hello.
found this idea, I guess you could say. But I thought it was pretty fun. We have two true stories, and then we have one made up story. So essentially, I found two alien stories, and then I made up one. And his job will be to find out which story is fake.
I can already tell this is not gonna go well.
Stories are real. Now, we don't have a prize for winning yet, so I'm gonna have to find out what the prize will be.
Okay, and can everybody in the chat just kind of follow along and
Yes, everyone
guess
in the
what
chat,
it is? All right.
you can follow along. And when it comes to doing the conclusions or finding out which story was fake, you can go ahead and leave your answers. For example, you can say first story, second.
Are we gonna?
Not second.
Third
story.
We're still gonna tell them, or I don't know. We'll figure out how this
Of
goes.
that, after I do a story, I will give you a minute or two to kind of think about the story.
Okay,
And
so
you
yes,
can go
ground
ahead
rules.
and
What do
write
we do?
what
Do
you
we
think.
tell you? Do we talk about it right after each story? Do I give you my guess and then you tell us at the end, or how's that gonna work?
So here's how it's gonna work.
Lisa, thanks for joining
After
us.
I do, for example, story one, you get 2 minutes. You can think about it. You can think like, oh, this is fake. Oh, this is real. You can find every single fake detail or every single real detail.
And then you're gonna tell us what it is.
Okay. After we finish all 3 stories, that's when you're going to be able to lock in your answer, and then I will tell you if you are correct or not. Sound like a plan?
Yes.
Okay. That should have been a horror story.
Okay.
Anyways.
Hold on, we gotta take this guy out.
Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
So, this story did not actually happen to the person that wrote this. It actually happened to their mother and a friend of hers. We're going to call that friend Lisa. So, the poster's mom and Lisa, they're teenagers, and they're up on the roof of Lisa's house. Suddenly, they see a bright light in the sky. Next thing they know, the light is gone. Thing is, they think they've been up on the roof for like 15 minutes. But something like 3 hours has passed. And they just don't remember it at all. They don't know what they did in that time. Absolutely nothing. But something strange is going on as Lisa simply refuses to talk about it. She's not answering what the mom is saying. She's saying things like, I don't know, and just drop it for such a long time. So, a couple months later, the mom moves away and loses contact with Lisa for about 10 years. She finally meets up with her again and immediately notices that something is odd about Lisa. She appears to be very distant to her, with a very dreamy demeanor. Suddenly, she's just very happy and at peace for no good reason at all. After they talk for a bit, Lisa brings up the incident on the roof. And the poster's mom says that she doesn't really remember anything about it. Just like almost nothing at all. She just knows that she thought they were up there for like 15 minutes and 3 hours passed. She wants to find out what happened. However, Lisa remembers. She remembers it all. Everything. She said that at first it was all in bits and pieces, and she couldn't remember any of it clearly. She was confused and scared, and wanted to avoid discussing it. Then, as time passed, she began to remember more of it. She remembers it all clearly. She remembers the other 3 times that the aliens took her, and she remembers it very clearly. Somehow, they did some experiments on her, but at the most recent time, the 3rd time this happened, they stopped doing experiments and they began to talk with her. They didn't speak English or any human language, but she could understand everything they said, even though she can't speak their language herself. Apparently, they told her all sorts of stuff about space, Earth itself, and also a few personal things that would happen in her life. They told her that it was not their fault. They tried to help this fate by making sure it didn't happen, but unfortunately they were unsuccessful. They also took the poster's mother another time after the first incident, but she has no recollection of any of that happening. She does have nightmares of it, but she's almost sure they're just nightmares. That's all it is. Anyways, Lisa tells the poster's mom that every time she speaks with them, she comes to understand the truth more and more. When the poster's mom wonders what the truth is, Lisa just says that you will know everything eventually. And she says that once she's learned of the truth, then everything became wonderful. The poster's mom has seen her a few more times over the years. However, they live in a different state from her, so they can't meet every single time. But she's had a pretty normal life. She doesn't obsess over any of this stuff. She only brings it up in passing, and it's not a central part of her daily life. That was story number 1. I will let you go ahead and discuss with the chat.
I don't know. This seems like just your classic, oh my goodness, alien got me.
Go away.
Where? Where do you want me to go? It sounds like...
so annoying because it thinks that she heard you, but she didn't hear you.
All right, first and foremost, let's just say this.
Sorry about
This
that.
is
Don't be offended.
the name Lisa. There is Lisa. We're not talking about you. I know that. Just want to get that out. It's so funny because I heard Lisa, but Rug is saying that's Cat. I don't know.
So what do
It
you
could
think?
be. It could be. I mean, first of all, you have to accept the premise that there are aliens. I don't know. The story didn't tell me too much. Lisa saying I was worried. I thought about that the first thing. Now I haven't heard these stories either, so Kevin's kind of reading them out. I'm looking at the chat at the same time, kind of trying to keep along, figuring out. I don't know. I mean, why? It's too simple to be a lie, but it could be. We've had one suggestion that it's a lie. I don't know. I'd have to see the other ones. I kind of hear them. Yes.
Okay. Oh my
Um,
goodness. Please go away. I did not mention your name.
Boo Boo and
Okay.
Gus Gaming saying, "Tell Kevin he's an awesome story reader." All right.
Thank
It
you.
feels like a movie script. It does, kind of.
Maybe it is a movie.
All right. I know Gina was saying kind of speak up, hard to hear, so let's go back to our regular, like, loud noise, I guess.
Okay, I will.
Jin is saying, I wouldn't be surprised these days if it were true. Right? I mean, we're kind of hearing so much about aliens and, you know, where they're landing at the airport and all that stuff.
Now, just to give a brief recap, and we will do this at the end for each story, but just because some people didn't hear it, I will go ahead and tell you the recap. Apparently, aliens abduct the poster's mom and her friend. The mom doesn't remember much. The friend does. She remembers everything. Apparently, they were both taken again several times after that, and the aliens predict the future.
All right, thanks for that synopsis. I don't know.
Now,
okay.
Are you ready to get to story number 2?
Yes. Hopefully that one's not as ambiguous. I mean, this one could be both. Cap or no cap, so to speak, to use modern language. It could be a lie or not. Okay. Daddy G looks angry. I'm not. It's more like I'm kind of trying to follow along with these stories.
Okay. Are you ready for story number 2?
And Mark is saying I'm from New Mexico. No. Of course we believe in aliens. I just had to read that one out. Yes, aliens are... Well, we're talking about the aliens from outer space. Okay. All right.
I forgot to ask.
Yes.
Now's a good time.
Do
you believe in aliens?
Let's go to story number 2.
I see a lot of people saying
yes. Well, I
see some people saying
yes.
Yes. Okay. Story number 2.
Okay.
So, the poster, he's driving down a road in the middle of the day.
Okay.
There are fields on both sides, and there are no other cars on the road. That's when he sees something that looks like a falling star. It's a big white ball of light with a tail. And it was hard to look at, even with sunglasses on. He had to pull over and stop. He's still watching it fall straight down. The thing is going way faster than it should have. I am talking way faster. So, the poster, he's struggling to get his phone out of his pocket without taking his eyes off of it. Here's where it gets weird though. Without warning, when it reaches about eye level, it leveled off. It's just gone. The thing goes from vertical to horizontal in less than a second. It disappears behind a line of trees, and the poster, he left, never looking back.
Was that it?
Yes, that was story number 2.
Okay, I am first of all gonna say thank you, Gina, for the gift, and also for everybody for subscribing. I didn't want to interrupt Kevin because we're in the story, but second of all, I feel like we've oversold this because I thought it was gonna be more horror stories, not just like weird, inexplainable kind of alien stories. But that's fine.
I will try and make it scarier, but I kind of wanted to start with a topic that a lot of people know about,
I
and
mean,
then
these
go into more obscure things
it's gonna be tough because
like
they both
mimics
sound like your
or weeping angels.
I don't
That
know. They
kind of
both
stuff.
sound your
Stuff like
like your run of the mill. Hey, I've had
that.
some experience with
I
aliens
kind of chose those.
on
I
purpose.
kind of chose
Mac,
all
thank you
these
so much for
stories, audience,
subscribing, and
but
everyone for
I
subscribing.
chose
Appreciate
all
that.
these stories to be like that because it just
Nothing's
will make it
outlandish. So the
tougher
guy
for me.
saw recap it. The guy saw kind of
Oh, you want to recap? Okay.
yes.
He's driving middle of the day. No other cars on the road. He sees what looks like a falling star. He stops his car. It's so tough to look at. He tries to get his phone out. Then the thing just goes away. Disappears behind a line of trees.
Okay. All right.
That is the
So
recap for story
what does
number
the
2.
chat think? Is that a true story or a made up story? Let's see so far.
Now,
I
if
don't know. This
anyone
one
doesn't know
makes
what we are doing, you just popped on. We are doing 3 alien stories. 2 of them are true, quote unquote, and one of them I have made up.
Connor saying this one's made up. I think it's true. Tiger fan 123. The millennial pause. Yes, we have that. Thank you for bringing that up. Uh, let's see.
Are you ready
You
for
know
story
that's true.
number?
I don't know. Okay, good. Let's go to story number 3. All
Okay.
right.
So,
And we
just to
have
give you a
true.
bit of background,
Okay.
this is what the poster says. It's spring of 1989. He and his friend, at the time, they're on a road trip. They're not saying where they went though. As the poster is driving down the road, a bright sun-like light blinds their eyes, especially the posters. He stops, he gets out of his car, and he goes to check it out. He's like, what just happened? But that's all he remembers. He wakes up on the other side of the road with his friend. He was also on the side of the road. He goes to wake up his friend, and they went on with their trip. Still, to this day, he's trying to remember what happened, and he still doesn't know. That's the end of story number 3.
Okay, so I think you made this hard on purpose. Like all of them are just I find them run of the mill, kind of like I think I've had an experience with aliens. Mac is saying I don't think it's fake. Um, I don't know. I
I'll
mean,
give
doesn't
you a few
remember.
minutes to lock in your answer. Do you want a recap of all 3 stories, just so you can remember?
Yeah, we
Okay.
can we can do that. All 3 stories are getting recapped
Okay,
now.
story
Maybe
number 1.
somebody missed it, so let's do that.
Story number 1 recap. Aliens abduct the poster's mom and her friend. Mom doesn't remember anything. The friend, she remembers everything. Apparently, they were both taken by the aliens several times, and the aliens predict the future. Now, for the second story, this will be the recap for story number 2. The poster's driving down the road, middle of the day. No other cars in sight. He sees what looks to be like a falling star. He pulls over, stops his car. He tries to get out his phone, and by the time he does that, he's still looking at it. It's gone. It's disappeared
It did
behind
weird,
a line of
but it
trees.
did weird shapes. Okay, I got you. Moved horizontal to vertical. Okay,
Yep, or vertical.
horizontal, whatever the case may be. All right.
Story number 3 recap. Spring of 1989. Poster, he and his friend, road trip, having fun. The poster's driving down the road. He sees a bright sun-like light. It blinds his eyes. He stops the car to go check it out. That's all he remembers. He wakes up on the side of the road with his friend. He goes to wake him up. They continue with their trip, and he still doesn't know what happened to this day. I forgot to mention this part. The friend does not remember anything. He was so confused when he woke up on the side of the road. those are our 3 stories. Go ahead and try and get your guess, or just talk about it a bit more with the chat.
We can talk about it with the chat. All right. Thank you for those recaps, Kevin. And Jin brings up a good point. I kind of felt it too. Are you sure only one is real? It feels like. So
Okay,
only
so-
one is fake. 2 are real.
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote. Okay. Chloe, thank you again. I know you subscribed and thanks for being on with us. I don't want to. Did you say you're from Australia? I believe. All right. Let's make sure. Yes, I think so. I was reading it.
I need to
Australia,
find out
okay.
what to give them if
So-
they win.
I don't know, but she's saying I think story number 1 is crazy.
Crazy as fake?
I like
Or crazy as in,
outlandish.
like,
Oh, I shouldn't say that. We're talking about aliens. So I shouldn't say outlandish, but it's just kind of like too much over the top. I don't think that one is. And Mark is saying 2 and 3 are real. That's kind of I think what the consensus in the chat is. It feels like 2 and 3 are so bland and it's kind of like I don't know what happened. You're not claiming to be exactly with aliens.
So then, do you want to lock in story number 1?
Lisa's saying the same thing. 2 and 3 are my vote for real. I believe that. If you're going by the consensus of the chat, that's what's going on. You know what? That
But what if I put that story there?
I don't know what you did or why
What
you
if
would.
I put that story there?
That
to
is
make a
that is
difference?
possible. I do want to say I think I find it crazy that the aliens would communicate with her, but they don't know her language. She doesn't know anything. I mean,
Well, I mean, to be fair,
even if you communicate like telepathically or whatever you want to do, you kind of have to know the language to understand it. Yes, Lisa is pointing out that you can be tricky. Okay, Layla saying there was more detail in 1. You're a good storyteller. Jin is saying you're a good storyteller, so it's hard to tell. You are doing a good job at that. Mac, I'm sorry, we have to put you on a little timeout again because you are spamming. Let's try this for just 5 minutes for now.
So,
All right, because we're trying to get this discussion and we're trying to.
I am going to need a decision pretty soon.
So let me. I understand that,
If
Kevin.
need
Thank
another
you.
recap, I'll give you recaps. However, I can help.
No, no more recaps. I think we
Okay.
got it. All right. So everybody in the chat, let's go. Number 1, Chloe is locking in number 1 for cap for
Okay.
fake for.
Oh, I forgot to mention something.
No. You cannot do this to us, Kevin.
Hold on.
If you're gonna do this,
I do have
I'm already.
I do have one.
Listen,
rule.
I'm used.
Hold on.
Oh, okay. It's
I
a
have
rule. Okay.
To stop you guys from just voting 1, 2, and 3,
Okay.
you all have to come to an agreement.
Number 1, Liam saying the same thing.
Is that your final answer?
Definitely. Number 1 is, as everybody's saying, cap, not true, fake, not real. Number 1 is the fake story.
So, number 1 is real. Do you want to guess again?
Okay, that narrows it down. So, can I phone a friend? We can do 50-50. Phone the chat.
You cannot
All right.
do 50-50.
No way.
You have
So
to come up with a single answer.
now I have to ask you this.
It's
Who
not-
verified that these stories are true?
Well, no, hold on. I never said that they are. I said that they are quote unquote real, like it's happened to people, and one of these stories is definitely made up by me.
Okay, all right.
They all could be fake, but one of them's fake by me, and
Oh.
others are fake by others. Maybe, I don't know.
Wait,
But
are
we don't
you
count
telling
those.
me you completely made up a story by yourself?
Yes.
In that little pause that we had. Okay, good job, kiddo.
Thank you.
Then you are a really good storyteller. Oh my goodness. All right, surprise me.
You know
All right.
what?
So
Should I
number
just-
one is not it.
Yes. Now this is your second guess. You're not getting anything. You're not even getting a good job if you get it right. this
Okay.
time. So, what is your answer? 2 or 3?
Marcus is saying 3.
Okay. Good guess.
I'm impressed either way. Um. Hmm. What is everybody saying? 3. All right, Loki number 2. I kind of.
Hold on. 2 and 3 are pretty similar. One of them's mine. Which one?
Yeah, I know, and then that's why we're.
Because they both have the same white stuff. I don't know if you
Okay,
picked up on
please
that.
don't spam. We're trying to do this story time. I'm gonna put you in a light timeout for now.
50 hours.
1 minute, and then if you keep coming back spamming, it's gonna continue more. All right, please don't spam. Same thing. I think they're just trying to gain more time. Hold on, let me make sure I do the right thing. All right, good.
Okay.
So let's get back to this discussion. Good job. We're yes, guys spamming ruins the experience. I mean, there's not that many of us.
Impressed, Kate.
I am impressed. I am
need
impressed.
to come up with an answer.
Well, hold on. I should know your style and how you would make up a story.
You should.
I think 3 is simplistic. We would think that you would do that, but I can see how that is something that you wanted us to think, and you probably made up story number 2. All right. Do we have to go? Are we locking in? Do we have to go with the entire chat, or can it just be like piecemeal?
Well, I mean, if you come up, if you want to say story number 2, and everyone else wants to say story number 3,
I'm going with story number. I'm going with story number 2.
Okay, we are
from the chat.
Are you locking that answer in?
I am, but the chat is saying number 3, and Jin is pointing out easiest to believe was 3, so it's too easy to be true. But it's Kev, so it could be 2. All right.
Okay.
I have more along with me for number 2. So, Kevin, you're gonna mess us up. All right, number 2. Number 2. We're locking that in.
The chat was right or wrong. Story number 2 is real.
Absolutely amazing. All right.
I wrote the third story in like 5. No, I wrote it in like 2 or 3 minutes. I don't know how you didn't pick up on it. Why do you think I did the spring of 1989? That was to give you a date. The other one's like.
And everybody knew it. The whole chat knew it, and I kind of talked them out of it. But in all seriousness,
it was kind of like, oh, alien story. He wakes
all right.
up.
Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why I kind of shied away from number 3?
Why?
Because 1989. It was a year with a lot of things happening, like in revolutions around the world and changing and stuff like that. So I was just kind of like, oh, okay, it could be like there were a lot of scares with, whatever, missiles and things like that. So it could have been like, oh, okay, he just saw some light of something. I don't know. I just kind of played off of that. A lot of the spy movies and everything are all like 1989, 1990. It was different times.
Okay, well,
good job.
Everyone, this concludes the first episode of, I honestly don't know what we're going to call it. Probably Scary Stories.
But you're not going to go with 2 true stories and a lie continuing. Or are you going to go into horror stories?
Hold on. Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to name it like Scary Stories with Kevin. I think that's a great title.
Okay.
I do want to do more of these. Because they are like pretty
and the chat is saying this. Chloe's saying, oh my god, you should make this a series. Jin is saying this was so fun.
Personally,
Marcus, same thing. I actually had a ton of fun, Kevin. It went better than I thought.
Making it into like just 2. How do I say this?
Just say it in English.
2 true. Okay. 2 true stories, 1 lie. Continuing like this. It's very easy to do. And I promise that the next episodes will get scarier and scarier. I think I'm going to try and do a Dracula one.
Oh, nice. We have to go back. And
I think it's just like a very great jump.
Go back to our roots.
Yep. And then after that,
Transylvania.
I've got some scary ones planned.
Okay, so it was a hit. Everybody likes it.
I got to do some like, what is it? Stairs in the Woods. Stories like that. Weeping
Kevin's
Angel.
Scary stories. That's a good time.
Weeping Angel. I've got to do that one. I've got Black Eyed Children. I've got a lot of them lined up. You probably will see them. I don't know. I would love to do another episode tomorrow. But
all right, we can.
That does conclude this episode. We hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget
have a wonderful Friday night. Get us to 100K subscribers so we can get that magic play button.
and
We
or
will
night,
see you
and we will see you
soon.
soon. Bye.
Bye. Jinx.